Hello.
All right, welcome back to ARC F1, round 22 of 25, season closing in at the end. Unfortunately, just me in the booth. It's me, Billy, Hasuna Gaming. Alex could not make it today, prior engagements, but nonetheless, we continue with this season. The point standings going into this one, Mikey DeYoung with a very slim 12-point lead over his teammate, Al Hasby. Both Williams drivers. Constructors pretty much wrapped up at this point. Huge lead for the Williams drivers. Boryoshi kind of mired back 67 points back in third place. But Jonathan Jurgensmeyer equally 25 points back to him for fourth place. So all to play for the top four for the first two positions and the third and fourth position as well. So let's get you set. Let's get this detail up for everybody. Let's see what tires. Not really. Lap data. That's good. Track map. Let's get the full one. All right. See who's going to be the first one. Is actually here to Frederick. Nope, still in the pit. Trying to figure out. Normally, I'm not the one doing all of this. All right. Let's get that out of the way. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer will be the first one to set a lap. Let's ride on board. Mexico, tricky circuit, 17 corners. Sector 1, pretty much a straight. A corner, a straight, and another corner, and that's about it. You see here the second DRS zone. Till we get to here, this is sort of the more technical part of the circuit. Dive deep there. Sees very hesitant with the throttle. Let's pull up our track map. So he gets through 6, and here we go with the S section. A bit tricky, hard to find grip sometimes. Maybe me being less skilled, but nonetheless, see how Jurgensmeyer makes his way through. Very hesitant. Not bad. Oh, third DRS zone here as he gets ready for turn 12 into the stadium section. This place is just to see in person, it's got to be marvelous. We get ready to see our first lap time. The benchmark will be set with Jurgensmeyer in the Haas as he exits 17, straight shot to the line. It's going to be a 1:17.5. Top of the totem pole he goes. Who else is out here on a lap? Let's see. Got Matt Daly. Yes, he's out on a lap here. Daly sat on the podium last week there in what was it? Vegas. An exciting race. Went down to the last lap. Matthew Daly put himself in position to take his first podium of the year. So he comes out of 17 now. What's it going to be? Good enough for P2 at the moment. Let's see who else is on a hot lap here. Looks like Jamie Knock backed out of his lap. Nope. And I missed Al Hasby. Al Hasby on a string of good success lately. That's why the gap in the championship is closed the way it has. Misfortune for his teammate. And speaking of his teammate, goes quickest with a 1:16.8. Boryoshi crossed the line at 1:17 flat. Jurgensmeyer in the pit trying to find somebody else, getting ready to set a lap. AJ appears to have backed out of his, judging by his throttle control. Luke Allen right behind him. Well, Luke Allen's actually set a lap already. Goodness gracious. Well, this is not good. It's Gabe and Julius Dooku too close together, obviously going through that S section with the turbulent airs. You see him just take a bit of a mowing line. But Gabe will continue on looking to set his lap. He's got traffic in front of him. Matt Daly in the Ferrari should be out of the way. Not a section of the track you really need the front downforce to work. Turbulent air shouldn't be a problem. Oh, sorry, that's actually, I believe that's Travis. Gabe will come across the line at the 1:18.4. Not the greatest lap, but still quicker than half the field as they haven't set lap times yet. Let's go try and find somebody. Ooh, just bad to worse for Julius Dooku. Whatever. Don't believe anybody else. Actually, Francis is on a hot one here. Francis, a reserve driver, but don't let the reserve driver moniker get you fooled. He does have pace. We saw it at Monaco. He's fighting for a podium, fighting for a top position. He heads off into sector 2 through 5. Let's get a bit of a let's get a nice clean shot here for everybody. As he comes through the S section here of 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Very hesitant on that. He's gonna back out of that lap. Not sure what he's doing. Oh, he's invalidated. That's what he's doing. Well, here we go. Here's a man of late that has really set the ARC world on fire with the pace. Matthew Stotts had a lead in Las Vegas, and ultimately there was an incident. Oh, what are you doing? Who is that? Oh, it's Boryoshi. Ugh. Matthew Stotts, if he didn't have bad luck lately, I don't think he had any. That is... Oh, he's going to be fuming under the helmet. I can tell you, as a driver, that's not what you want to happen. Luckily, it is early in the session, but still stings. You see AJ cross the line with a 1:17 flat. Goes quicker than Boryoshi by 5/100ths. Anybody else out here on a lap? Take a look. Jurgensmeyer, that's wider than wide. Solid lap from AJ. Want to bounce back after an abysmal Las Vegas. That's for sure. Now, Francis is on a second run. He does not have a lot of fuel, as you can see indicated down there in the bottom left-hand corner. Not sure if he's going to finish this lap or just chuck it into the pit. He is going to set a lap here. Where is this going to put him? P8. I mean, he did take a lot of tire going through sectors 1 and 2, so it's a good banker. I'm sure he can up the pace a bit. His teammate, however, also invalidated. Moot point. Moving on. Looks like Jurgensmeyer is getting ready to start a lap. Trying to just make sure. Normally I'm the guy paying attention to all this. Somehow today, when it's supposed to be my job, I'm failing. Ryder, along with Julius Dooku, heading into turn 4 through 5. Very gentle with the throttle. This is, like I said, a very tricky part. Ooh, a lot of wheel spin coming out of 6. See yellows ahead. It's important to be really smooth there. Take a lot of curb, but got to maximize your exit there as well. Heavy braking zone at 12. Into the stadium section we go. Car on the outside shouldn't be an issue. Will be distracting for your eyes, though. 2 more corners to go. count this as 2 corners. That would be 16. This would be 17. It's going to short blast to the line. It's going to put him P8. Not too shabby. See Tyler. A lot of wheel spin. The last 2 drivers to not set laps. Unfortunately, obviously Matthew Stotts had that. Oh, it's a good lap from Tyler. 17.5. I think we're all going to be watching Matthew Stotts. Interesting. He immediately gets over to the right-hand side to set himself up for 4. Sets the fastest Sector 1. It's hard to trust these sometimes. Oh, is that Boryoshi again? Oh my god. Luckily this time he stayed well out of the way. It's important to absolutely nail this section of corners. Yep. Maximize the curve, maximize the exit. Oh, don't let it be traffic again for Matthew Stotts. Oh, he's taking a lot of curve there. Missed the apex of 14. A lot of wheel spin into 15, 16. Very good. Keep it nice and tight for 17, and a blast to the line is going to put him P2. About half a tenth off of pole, but a good lap. I mean, to be honest, it's his first lap he was able to get in. 6.5 minutes left to go. This will be Al Hasmi going into the pit. Nope, this is going to be a lap set here. What's it going to be? Ooh, and he goes quickest with a 1:16.4. Back to Daly finds himself back down the order in P9, looking to improve on his lap. Through the final section here at the stadium, the crowd. Through 16, blast through 17, a little bit wide. It's going to move him up to P7. Boryoshi comes through the section, sector 3, 13, 14. Looking to improve on his 1:17 flat. It will be an improvement to P2, a 1:16.665. Mikey DeYoung just starting his lap. We see AJ coming to improve too. No, it's his out lap. Trying to see if anybody else is on a lap here. Doesn't look to be an improvement. Oh, that's Taylor again. I keep getting confused here. Mikey DeYoung off of pole right now by half a second. 4/10 rather. Oh, he rode the curb just a bit too... Yeah. Just got too much of the curb, and once you do that, it just grabs the floor of the car. It just pretty much puts you on a rip. Excuse me, sir. What are you... A bit of a made-up line there through the stadium section. Alright. It's AJ coming in. Who is this Alfa Romeo behind him? Jamie Knox starting a lap. Jergensmeyer about to start a lap, letting traffic through. Stott's about to start his final lap. Don't believe anybody's on one. Actually, yes. See Tyler coming. We always catch him right here, going into turn 12 and 13. Oh, it says it's his out lap. What? I apologize. His ERS just went from 43% up to 90. I thought it was looking at a lap, but apparently I was wrong. Travis starts a lap. Gabe retires. Boryoshi retires. Not looking to make a lap. 2 minutes left in the session. Dooku starts his lap. Anybody who's on one of them. Jimmy Knock is not starting his lap. Luke Allen is on a hot lap, so he will set a time. He's currently 4/10 up on his time, looking to improve from P12. Oh, he's missed the corner there. He's missed that corner as well. He's going to really need to nail this last little bit. And I think he will improve. He'll improve in time, but not in position. There's my starting. AJ starting. Stott's retiring. I believe that's in the pit. As Al-Hazmi starts his final lap, giving a toe to the Ferrari. Nope. I just completed the lap. That's Travis's qualifying complete. We see Blurry Julio is backed out of his lap. Can't see how much time is left because of the yellow flags. 30 seconds. He'll be starting his lap. So Jamie Knock looking to improve. It's going to be close. I don't know if it's going to be improved by much, if at all. And he does improve by a 1/10.5. P4. You see the dude he just passed. Who's that? Luke Allen. AJ comes to the line and he'll take the spot back. That's P4. I mean for AJ Knickel. And Al-Hazmi pretty much doing a victory lap. As he'll improve a 1:16.2 and the gauntlet was thrown down here. Mikey DeYoung, though, he's up 4/10 on his lap, but 4/10 is not enough. Is it enough? And it is. He goes faster just. These Williams have just been pushing each other all season. You could tell by the gap. 12 points. And I believe, as it actually knows, Julius Dooku crosses the line, doesn't improve. He proves lap time, not position. It's going to complete qualifying. Unless Luke Allen has anything to say. Ooh, lots of oversteer coming out of 15. And he will pass Francis. It's a 1:17.8. That's pretty much your grid. And that's it. Your grid for the 2023 ARC F1 Mexican Grand Prix. Mikey DeYoung on pole by 1 by 0.126 over teammate Al Hasby. Boryoshi third, AJ Knickel fourth, Jamie Nock fifth, Matthew Stott sixth, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer P7, P8 goes to Tyler, Matthew Daly P9. Rounding out the top 10 is Tyler Crabtree. I get Tyler, Travis, I get them confused and mixed up. Fleury Julio 11th, Luke Allen 12th, Francis in 13th, and that's Gabe in 14th, and I believe, yep. Ayrton Frederick, rather. The names are so confusing when you have to be on point. Normally, I let Alex handle all of that. Either way, the grid is set. Now, Hasmi is going to have an opportunity. As we know, it is a long way down to turn 1 and 2 here. Believe about just under a kilometer, so the slipstream will be in effect. You'll have people dumping ERS. Look for them to be fanned out 3, 4, 5 wide as they get ready to dart into the chicanes of 1, 2, and 3. Incidents are never far away here. And Alex, if you're watching out there, oh boy, I hope I'm doing you justice. Can't fill your shoes, all I can do is fill your seat, buddy. Let's take a look, see if anybody's watching. No comments. Oh, and we are right to the lights. 5 lights. And we're off. And just like that, we are... Oh, this is a terrible angle. Boryoshi already up the inside of one of the Williams. The outside, rather. Boryoshi around the outside, and he'll take the lead into one, but not so fast. Mikey DeYoung climbs back in it. Same with Al Hasmi, who puts his Williams up the inside of Boryoshi, but Boryoshi with the slipstream will try and grab a bit of separation. So far, so good for the rest of the grid as we go down there, line to stern. Bit of wheel spin for Matthew Daly there. Noah would be proud of this section here. Aston, Ferrari. Bit of the tricky part here when you're lined up, the dirty air. And look at that shot. Just serpentining through. Seeing a gap already form. Mikey DeYoung 8/10 ahead. Looking to clear the DRS, but Boryoshi playing the cork in the bottle. Ooh. Oh yeah, let's pull up that tire detail. To say, oh, that's just a 5-second. That was quick. So we see that AJ and Matthew Daly and Gabe opted to start on the softs, and then our hard runners of Mikey DeYoung, Jamie Nock, and teammate Ayrton Frederick opting for the hards. Everybody else on the medium, looking to one stop, splitting the strategy at Williams as they usually do. It's important for Al Hasmi to try and use the pace of the medium tires to... Oh, we've got an incident in the back. That's Luke Allen around. He's just had a tumultuous season thus far. Either way at the front. It's important for Al Hasmi to just... He's got to keep pace with his teammate here, especially being on the softer compound, because we know once we get to the mediums... We say this every race, though, and it just ends up being a moot point, as we saw last week, but there was penalties of fluke. Ooh, we see a big step out there from Tyler. Gabe says, thank you, I'm going to take the most of this opportunity and scoot on by. As he blocks his teammate. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin. It's going to get the teammates of the McLaren alongside each other. Just like that, we're already on lap 3, DRS enabled. Matthew Stotts is going to make his way through the field. Ooh, Looks like a little bit of a rear lockup. And the rear end stepping out a lot. His teammate on the softs. Bit of a different strategy. Not sure if AJ knows something that the rest of the field doesn't know. If he's going for a two-stop, probably guaranteed a safety car. We've had one pretty much every race this season. I don't believe we've had one without a safety car. Although, come to think of it, I'm not sure if we didn't have. No, Austria, we definitely had one. I am mistaken. So the top 10, well within DRS range of each other. I say that, Matthew Daly's just lost a bit to Jamie Knock. I don't think he'll have it, but everybody else behind him, it's not going to bode well. As we're trading fastest laps here at the front. Oh, let's pull up the telemetry. Jeez Louise. Is he going to make them move into one? Boryoshi. Mikey's going to give him the outside. Looking for the switchback. It's not really there, but he will have DRS here. He's deploying. Boryoshi really attacking, and he thought better of it. And the two Astons patiently waiting to see anything happens at the front here. The difference between everybody, Al Hasmi's in the best seat, saving all of his energy. Not really looking to attack, I guess. Worked out for him last week, albeit the last lap. Boryoshi looks to make another attack on Mikey de Jong. You guarantee he's going to give him the inside. Oh! Boryoshi slides by. He's going to have another helping of the DRS here. This is where Al Hasmi's got to attack. 12 points the difference. 4 races to go, including this one. Oh, he's missed the apex.
Boryoshi doing so well to wait for his opportunity.
Hey, and who is this? Alex.
Joining the booth. Sorry for a late entry, but had some stuff come up tonight. I'm now here for the end.
Oh, wow.
Watching some great racing.
Are you watching on the broadcast? Would you like an invite to join
I am in here. I am watching Mikey de Jong secede the position of P1 to Boryoshi for the moment. Boryoshi doing everything he can to wait for the proper DRS zone to be able to make that move for the lead of this Grand Prix.
Oh, Alex, he is already in first. We got to get you in here. You're on a delay.
No, I'm watching live. I think it was very smart of Boryoshi to wait a few laps until the move really opened itself up. Yeah, the Williams boys kind of weaving here. Mikey de Jong getting the best of it with the DRS assistance, but of course Boryoshi in perfect position to strike back if need be.
Yeah. Oh, Al Hasmi's. It's gonna be.
It's close, that battle.
Mikey de Jong's going to be loving this because the harder these guys fight, it's gonna help him. But you know who's not gonna like it is Matthew Stotts, who's just seemingly waiting patiently, but sooner or later patience does run out, Alex. Oh, as we see Matthew Stotts have a huge moment. Luckily he's able to gather it up, yeah. Just slid on through.
You're still point, I want to make that clear. I'm not trying to take over.
Oh yeah, I have, unfortunately I have the main controls, so I have to. It's a bit hairy. It's you have a heralded job, Alex. I'll give you that. You see Mikey de Jong laying the gauntlet down, setting a fastest lap on the hards. He's looking to take off. He's going to put Boriyoshi on an island, unfortunately. As we see the two Astons switching.
Yeah,
Oh, we got trouble in the back. Gloria Julio, around he goes. He'll gather it up and get going. And we got a virtual safety car, actually. Well.
Yeah. VSC deployed for that Mercedes, it looks like.
He's into the pit. Let's take a... Yeah, he's not. He's without a front wing. They'll get that switched up for the number 71 Mercedes. And we're going to toss the hards on. I mean, softs. Can't spell read good. Oh, no!
And it's a drive-through for Stotts, currently P5, dropping down the order as he's probably going to be ducking into the pits.
It's just 2 weeks in a row. He's got to be fuming inside the cockpit of that car. He had the moment, gathered it up. His teammate got by. His teammate let him by. Last week, obviously, we know the contact with Mikey de Jong costing him what... I don't know if it was a race win. We don't know because we didn't get to see it play out. But he was in P1 and took pole. So it's all about what-ifs for Matthew Stotts in a season of what-ifs.
Back under green here, and it looks like Mike de Jong getting a good pull away there from Boriyoshi. Of course, the gap already pretty large between them, but even after the VSC.
Jamie Knock jumps all over AJ Knickel, moves himself up into P4. As we see also, Francis trying to go around the outside of Matthew Daly, gets the move done. Matthew Daly will try and fight back, but soft runners might be dealing with a bit of deg as this stint goes on. Boriyoshi's doing his part to just try and... He's just got to keep finishing ahead of Al-Hazmi, but a little too late. He missed a few races, so you got to think what could have been for P2 in the championship, and ultimately P1. Getting his first win last week is probably huge for the confidence.
And of course, an early VSC on lap 7, you can only imagine that some of these drivers will probably be strategizing and planning ahead for a later VSC or a full safety car as well. Not sure what the strategies will look like come the end of this race.
Yeah, the softs appear to be dropping off. I'm watching Matthew Daly here. He seems to be struggling just getting it into the corner, and it's just kind of floating out. But they keep going on. 36 lap race. I don't... Ooh, what do we got here?
Boriyoshi. It looks like Al-Hazmi making the move on that Red Bull.
Yeah, Boriyoshi just kind of accepted it. Just let him go on by. Now what can Al-Hazmi do? Now that he's cleared him, he's got to hunt down his teammate. The gap was 12 points coming into this race. Where Julio takes a 3-second penalty. His race is just going from bad to worse at this point. Now, as we've seen, Alex, these the Williams guys aren't ones to play favor with each other, as we saw at the end of the race last week. Mikey de Jong? I don't know. Is it bold to say he cost him the win? I don't know. Oh, we got... Who is that? Jurgensmeyer's around without a wing.
Yeah.
An ailing Haas limping its way back towards the pit. DRS open.
Yeah, just trying to limp his way back in, of course, missing that front wing. The closest battle on track currently that for P5 between Fidel and AJ Knickel. However, not much shakeup going on in that department for the last few laps.
That's Francis. Fidel is...
I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
Francis
Fidel slides by. Fidel not here today.
Not making any moves tonight, Fidel, unfortunately. Francis, however, making the slip on the Aston Martin there for the P5 position.
Yeah. Matthew Daly apparently with a penalty. I think the softs are pretty much cooked now.
Lap
that
10,
gap
this
at
is
front.
really...
Go ahead.
It's only growing, yeah. But of course, I mean, as we've seen throughout the season thus far, the life expectancy of those soft compound tires is really only about 10 to 12 laps. So if there's going to be any drop-off, it is going to be in this segment of the race that we find ourselves in right now.
He's extending the gap. The life of the hards probably get a good 15, pushing it to maybe 20. Then it should be clean sailing. It's hard to say. Our races for Saturday are different tracks in comparison to the races on Friday, so don't have a lot of data to go off. Haven't done a race here, so speaking with an experience, Boryoshi still in DRS range as he looks to re-hunt down the Williams. Val has me. See Matthew Daly getting by AJ Knickel, and AJ is starting to fall off at this point. He is struggling a bit for traction in the rear. Let's shift our focus towards Boryoshi. This is the part of the track where you don't want to be too close to the car ahead. It's where you'll get those time penalties for track limits because your car just, you get this arrow push, just gets super, super tight. You see the gap increasing as they go through there. But luckily the DRS is the great equalizer and all that. As we see Gabe
really
grab a 3-second.
The only thing keeping some drivers into the fight at this point seems to be the DRS assistance, as we see the McLaren of Tyler Crabtree getting the DRS assistance on both Gabe Cazola and Travis, trying to make a move for that P8 position. Not quite close enough at the moment, though.
Is Yoshi close to make a move into one? He's going to take a peek. And these guys just keep trading P2. All the while, Mikey DeYoung just keeps stepping away and stepping away and stepping away.
Yeah, this is all he could hope for. The battle for P2 is obviously giving him plenty of time to pull away.
He doesn't have to push that hard either. He can just kind of relax the tires. It's still Al Hasmi with the most ERS in the top 3 there. Just want to point out, Jamie Knox had a quiet race, but he's slowly moving his way up in P3 at the moment. He had a lot of success, showed a lot of speed. Oh, and I say that, he's just having absolutely oh, wow. Did everything he could to keep that car under him. But as I was saying, a lot of success, a lot of speed at the beginning of the year. Just really hasn't. Oh, and what? We have a retirement as well as Blurry Julio in a different situation, colliding with the wall. And there it is, the equalizer. Now this is going to help out. Oh, we see that. Mikey DeYoung in the pits. Boryoshi in the pits. Everybody coming in. I do not think anybody will stay out.
Al Hasmi in the pits. All the leaders in the pits. Bit of a commentator's curse there. As soon as I call out the battle for P4 between those drivers, it seems some things kind of transpired.
Yeah, you can see that the rears were starting to struggle there for the. Well, he was on medium, so yeah, I don't know about this. Can Mikey DeYoung stretch out a set of mediums for what is it, 20 laps here? It's a tall order considering he just pit on lap 13 to get off the hards. Boy, Yoshi onto the sauce.
Interesting.
He's trying to take a bite of my food.
Lots of moves being made across the grid here. The top 4 as well as the bottom 4. All pitting, it seems, for soft or medium compound tires.
Yeah, very strange indeed. And due to the fact that the Williams were so close on track, now Hasmi got held up a bit, drops back to P4, and Jamie Knock moving up into the podium places.
Way up, yeah.
Now, I'd like to think that Al Hasmi here's probably on the optimal strategy here. He is on the hards.
Yeah.
I do think they have the capability to be eked out. Again, a lot of these, the next couple laps will be run under the safety car, so there's not a lot of wear, tear going into those hards. But if anybody has to stretch it, go ahead.
Sorry, I mean, if anybody's going to stretch it, it should be one of the Williams drivers who we've seen time and again throughout the season being able to take those compounds up into the late stages of the race. Just tire management being so good with that Williams team thus far. But I should mention just really quickly that it seems that a lot of these tire changes and whatnot between these drivers seem to be banking on the possibility of a later safety car as well. A lot of them playing the odds at this point, maybe making a gamble of sorts, kind of banking on the chances of another incident later in this race, not necessarily taking the compound that they choose to, or they plan to end the race on, of course.
Yep. Safety cars are the great equalizer here, but as we see, you look up and down the grid, there's so many varying strategies. Huge question mark besides the Red Bull strategy of the soft tire, because the only one that really, we got Ayrton Frederick who's on the softs, but he's probably just looking to optimize pace at this point to pull himself back up into the points. Matthew Stotts will. This is good for Matthew Stotts. It looked pretty bleak. The drive-through penalty really kind of kicked him in the groin. He's got a 3-second, but it's manageable.
Yeah.
He's able to pull himself back up. Drive-through didn't necessarily kill his race, so there is still hope.
On those fresh hard compound tires, of course, he should be good to the end, barring any other incident. He is one of the drivers, of course, opting through this current safety car pit maneuvers and strategy change-up. He's probably one of the drivers that is hoping for no incidents for the rest of the race. It'll only help his position more than anything, but most other of these drivers kind of banking on another incident happening somewhere along the way.
Yeah, because obviously guys like Boryoshi, if something happens and he ducks in for fresh tires, everybody else is essentially going to, because you're going to want the fresh tires. Mexico's not really a high deg track, but fresh rubber is fresh rubber, Alex.
Of course.
This will probably be the last lap under safety car.
Looks like it. The tail end of the pack just catching up now, so we should be around behind the safety car around for one more lap. Should be green coming the end of this one.
Yeah, we've also seen time and time again this season, Mikey de Jong's so good at catching the field, napping. Except last week. Last week, Boryoshi was calling it. Actually, the whole field was pretty much nailing it. But Vegas is a very different track in terms of the last corner. It's barely a corner at all.
Around once more we go behind the safety car, and of course Bernd Mailander putting in the lap of a lifetime here. If anybody's to get the good driving experience on this track, it is of course the safety car driver more than anybody else.
Bernd Mailander is a legend in his own right.
So,
hello.
Safety car declared to be coming in this lap. It'll be on the go of Mikey de Jong here.
Yeah, Boryoshi's gonna have to push, or else the option of the softs is kind of a moot point. It's a bit hard for Mikey de Jong to jump on the power too, because it's such slow speed. If he jumps on too early, you're gonna get wheel spin.
Yeah,
oh, and he's gone.
He is gone. He's right off through the last corner. And more than any other track, I feel the restart off a safety car most important on a track like this, as opposed to any other. Mikey de Jong getting away pretty well with Boryoshi close in tow.
You see Francis going up the inside of Al-Hazmi, giving plenty of room towards each other. Very respectful position gained. And AJ's going to try and go for it too. AJ moving up into P5. Al-Hazmi dropping down the order. Oh, Matthew Daly almost into the back. Al Hasby just ducks out of the way, but it's going to open up the door for Gabe as Gabe comes in. Thinks better of it. Oh, no, Matthew Daly left the door open. And ultimately, Gabe backs off. Fairly incident-free start. Restart, rather.
A lot of respect in that restart.
And
maybe too much.
Mikey DeYoung has just absolutely dumped the battery and taken off.
It looks like it.
Trying to neutralize the tire choice. Just like that, Al Hasby has to dig himself back out. This is not what he would have wanted on that restart. As we see AJ moving in on the back of the McLaren, he's going to go down the inside. Goodbye, Francis, says AJ. Move done and dusted.
Yeah, up into P4 that Aston Martin.
Nope, no DRS rather. He just fully deployed the battery. Francis will want to counter back. Francis comes back alongside the inside.
Track limits violation being assessed to that P8 Alpine of Gabe Cazzola, unfortunately. I believe that adds to his current time of penalties he's sitting on already. Another 3-second penalty for track limits being assessed to Travis, unfortunately, as well.
And AJ got by him, and now he's taken off. Francis trying to defend here against Al Hasby. And oh, look at this. It's a 1.4 second gap back to Boryoshi. Mikey DeYoung just trying to extend the championship lead. Oh, we got trouble at the back of the grid. I believe that was Jonathan Jurgensmeyer and Luke Allen.
Funny that we have DRS enabled on the tail end of that major yellow flag. I mean, may have seen VSC deployed because of it, but instead we see DRS enabled because of it. Mike DeYoung is off and running.
Oh, it's worst possible case, right? Oh, what is this? Oh, and Ayrton Frederick. There's a problem. Oh, he just barely keeps it out of the wall. He's gathered it up and keeping going. It's gonna hurt those tires, though.
Yeah, all to race for here with reduced grid size. Of course, only 14 drivers remaining in the field, so that means that 10 out of 14 positions will obviously be point-scoring positions. Plenty to race for here.
Keeping an eye here on this battle for fourth rather. Matthew Stotts too. Matthew Stotts is on his way. Restarted P11, already up to P8. We'll have DRS. Trying to get by his former car.
Yeah, literally the car that he was racing in for the majority of this season up to this point is the one that he's racing against at the moment.
Just trying to track it down. See how hard Matthew Daly races him. Again, we go to Al Hasby, Francis, and AJ. And Matthew Daly, Matthew Stotts, and Gabe joining in.
Yeah, tight battle up there. Jamie Knock doing very well to hold on to that final podium position. However, it is definitely to be fought for at this point with that Aston Martin and McLaren and Williams of Al Hasby. All three racers behind Jamie Knock at this moment. All racing for that final podium position.
Blurry Julio out here pretending to be a John Deere as he just takes the oddest of routes through the grass. Relegates himself back down into the last running spot. Let's quickly move back. There's a bit of separation now between AJ to Francis to Alhasmi to Matt Daly, and speaking of which, Matthew Stotts alongside his former car,
Yeah,
up into P7.
Closest battle on track. It is Matthew Stotts making the move over his former car, as mentioned, of course, for that P7 position.
Matthew Stotts trying to make the most, I guess, his second chance opportunity. Obviously with the 3 seconds, let's actually make sure it is only 3. Yep, it is only a 3-second penalty.
And if anything, though, I can only imagine that Matthew Stotts is looking to follow that Williams of Alhasmi up into the podium positions, because he knows that that Williams is ready to rocket right on up. He's not going to put down too much of a fight on that P6 position. He's going to work with that P6 to try to get up as high as the two of them can.
Now this will be interesting. I don't think Francis will have DRS, and Alhasmi will be on the back of him, and Alhasmi has a boatload of VRS to just fully deploy as Luke Allen receives a 3-second for track limits. And here we go, Alhasmi looking to make a move. It's going to be pretty easy. He's going to have it well and truly dusted before he gets to turn 1. He's probably going to be able to move.
Right up the inside.
Yeah.
DRS assistance, plenty enough for him to make the move.
Barely using any battery to get the move done. And he'll have another boost. Matthew Stotts joining in on the fun. He's left Matt Daly behind by 1 second. Matthew Daly with his hands full with Gabe on the rear. Oh, almost had Gabe in the rear. Pause.
Pause.
This is going to free up, but importantly, Alhasmi's now, let's say, to the leader. He is almost 9 seconds back from his teammate. Look at that, Boryoshi dropping off 3 seconds to the leader.
It's about 6.5. 6.5 from lead to Alhasmi.
No, I'm looking at it. It's 8.6.
Huh?
8.7, 8.72.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can switch it. He's just been mired back there, so it's important he chases down AJ. Oh, he's going to have DRS already. Let's get that back to the regular interval. Let's get the tire on there. We don't really need that. Position changes. Let's take a look at that. Francis, the biggest mover with 7. The biggest loser, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. We're so used to seeing him start at the back, work his way forward. Quite the opposite today. Started at the front, worked his way back.
Unfortunately.
There's still a lot of race left. A lot can happen here. We got about 15 to go. Oh, what did I just miss?
Jurgensmeyer, the perennial P6 finisher, not quite having it today.
A little bit of contact with Matthew Daly and Gabe. Matthew Daly's hard tires not really firing off as good as he would like. Oh, don't look now, but Jamie Knock all over the back of Boryoshi for P2. And Alhasmi all over the back of AJ Knickel. These moves are probably both going to be as Boryoshi ducks into the pit. Oh boy.
Wow. Yeah.
Either way, let's take a peek as Alhasmi opens up the DRS, opens up the battery. No, he doesn't. It's just using sheer DRS.
Up the inside. Alhasmi on, I believe, the Aston Martin of AJ Knickel, making his way up into the final podium position.
Matthew Stotts is slowly closing in.
And yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just kind of a war of attrition. I bet a lot of these drivers are kind of hoping for another incident to kind of bail them out, but at this point, the ones that plan for that to not be the case are the ones that are benefiting the most from this, of course.
Yeah, it goes medium, medium, hard, medium, hard, hard. The top 6. Alhasmi looking to drag those out to the end. He's not going to want to be fighting with everybody. He can probably go to the end here. It's Francis. I believe Francis has a lot more penalties, then... No, he's only got 3.
3 seconds. Is he on hards?
He is also on hard, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is AJ gonna try and fight back Al-Hazmi here? I don't think he's close enough. He's gonna give it a go, nonetheless. Got the Aston Martin closing, but closing too late. And there goes Matthew Stotts up into P5.
Yeah, and this is an Aston battle for the final podium position as far as we're concerned.
Well, different strategies. AJ's got to eke out medium tires. Stotts is on the best possible scenario. We've seen before, I don't think AJ will fight Stotts too much. Both AJ and Al-Hazmi lighting the rears up. AJ's not going away, that's for sure. AJ is not going away.
Yeah, sticking himself right up into this fight. Of course, not really much of a factor up to this point. But after the first run,
there's contact. AJ drove it a little too deep into the corner. I think he got away with it.
Backed off a bit from the
Oh no,
Williams.
Matthew Stotts gets another penalty. That's 6.
Oh my goodness, probably making space for his teammate up ahead. AJ getting the best of it, of course, not really suffering from any penalty acquisition.
Oh, he's holding off?
Looking to make the move up the inside of the Williams.
AJ
not
backed
quite
off.
Close enough.
You can see the telemetry. He got close and then just laid off the throttle completely. He's just trying to make the move into... I don't know. Maybe AJ's just trying to hang on to the DRS and just...
Both drivers, should be mentioned, both drivers here in this battle on 12-lap-old tires. AJ on the 12-lap-old mediums with Al-Hazmi on the 12-lap-old hards.
Yeah, everybody barring Boryoshi should be on 12-lap-old tires. Don't believe anybody else has a pit besides Boryoshi. Yeah, Boryoshi just on 2-lap-old mediums.
Yep, you're right.
AJ, again, just not... I don't know what Al-Hazmi's doing. Certainly not pulling in his teammate. It's right on board with Al-Hazmi, looking back at AJ Knickel. What does he do? He backs off again.
AJ, yeah, looking to make the move up the inside, but backs off to allow Al-Hazmi through the corner.
He's just trying to let Al-Hazmi pull him along to a P4.
Interesting call here for the Aston team, of course.
Yeah, he's not looking to make a pass. He's not looking to fight. He's just looking to stay with them and just get dragged along, essentially.
Yeah, looks like it.
The old Carlando strategy.
Just sort of hoping upon the DRS assistance from that Williams ahead to keep him up into the battle, but not necessarily looking to make a run on that position of Al-Hazmi for P3 at the moment.
Because Francis has come back and gotten back by Matthew Stotts. So this is working great for AJ. AJ on pace for one of his best results since, well, it would have been Monza. Let's see if he makes the move here again. Let's see. Let's pay attention to his throttle control here in the bottom right-hand corner. We'll see a lot more here going into the second DRS zone.
Looking to make a move here.
I don't think he is. He's content.
Yeah, just kind of tucking in behind that P3 position of the Williams for the moment.
And Stotts is just stuck battling with Francis. He's not able to make any inroads towards him. And to be honest, Al Hazmi and AJ Knickel are losing time to Jamie Knock. They've lost about a second in the last 2 laps to Jamie. So fair play to Jamie. Whoa, AJ having to avoid Al Hazmi. That might just completely debunk his strategy here.
Yep, that's some compromise on
I
that
think
one, yeah.
he's still in DRS range, but he's going to need DRS to stay in DRS. Yep, he's still got it.
Yep. If anything, that has only given Al Hazmi the room to run on Jamie Knock.
Matthew Stotts will go right back by Francis as we got this absolute musical chairs of P5. And AJ didn't lose much because of DRS. He's right there still, within half a second.
Moves being made down the field as well as Matthew Stotts get the best of Gabe Cazola there for P8.
Matthew Daly, Matthew Stotts, up in the ass. Now, this is kind of Boriyoshi, yeah. Matt Daly. Oh, Jonathan Jergismeyer's a bit bad. Gabe's had a nice and quiet race. Same Matthew Daly struggles continue on the hards for him though. Boriyoshi pitting from P2. I have to talk with him later, see what was going on with the strategy, what he thought, what he saw.
Yet to see. Plenty of laps left to race.
Oh, Matthew Stotts got loose through 15. Here comes Francis. He's going to have them move beside Stotts as we're going to go side by side down the front straightaway. But Francis has DRS. Matthew Stotts is not... It's incredible. Ooh. Bit RG bar. Oh, Francis goes off. He will not be pleased with the contact. That's going to pull Boriyoshi back up to Francis. Francis will have his hands full. And again, we just look ahead. And AJ Knickel still just sitting right behind Al Hazmi. Nothing more, nothing less. And crucially, though, they have extended the gap back to P5 to almost 5 seconds. I think the next closest battle we'll have here on track is we're going to see Boriyoshi attacking the McLaren of Francis for P6. Boriyoshi again on the fresher tires and the softer tires as well. Move complete. Boriyoshi up into P6. AJ Knickel up into there.
For the moment.
You see Gabe getting closer to Matt Daly. Oh, Jonathan Jergismeyer's had a problem. He's opened the door for Travison's contact. Oh, and there's more contact. And wow. Is that who is person? Tyler Crabtree or Travis? Travis. Understood. Lots of contact between the two friends. Jonathan Jergismeyer will eke out ahead. AJ, we go back to AJ, and he had a bit of a moment. He might have lost the DRS finally. Yeah, he has. He's out of DRS range now. But here comes Boriyoshi looking to attack Matthew Stotts. I don't think he has enough to get him to turn. Well, I stand corrected as he gets ready to lick the stamp and send it. He sends it. Matthew Stotts respects the pace and lets him glide on through, realizes that's not his fight. Feel kind of bad for Mikey de Jong. We really haven't been focusing on him since the safety car restart. He's just managed the pace and just eked out a gap that he could extend track limits twice, Alex, and he'll still be very well ahead.
Gap about 7.5 seconds at the moment. The maximum that it reached was about 8.5 seconds. Jamie Knock and Al-Hasmi doing well to keep him somewhat within distance. However, Jamie Knock going well wide there. What was that? Through turn
17.
I want to say?
Jamie Knock?
That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that's Erickson Frederick?
9. Through turn 9, it looks like Jamie Knock getting a little loose. Of course, not loose enough to cause any trouble.
Oh, look at this, AJ.
Mikey de Jong.
AJ's right back in DRS range. AJ seems to just have the pace. I don't. What is he waiting for? Go up there. Get that podium. Go get it, AJ.
Yeah, all to fight for here. Only about 3.5 laps left.
Because here's the thing. Boryoshi's coming.
As mentioned, 3.5 laps, and of course that Red Bull of Boryoshi is looking to make up positions from his current spot, so plenty to race for.
Boryoshi's already brought the gap down 0.2. And Francis will receive another time penalty, so 6 seconds. Looking through the penalties, Matthew Stotts with 6, Francis with 6, Matthew Daly with 12, Gabe with 9, Travis with 3, Luke with 6, and Julius with Julius Dooku?
Yes.
With 9.
Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, bit of an odd man out there, the only racer in that bunch not sitting on a current penalty yet to serve, racing P10 for the moment.
Say that as Julius gets his 4th penalty, bringing him up to 12 seconds. Boryoshi got the gap down to 3 seconds. I don't know if he's got enough. Laps are running out, time is running out, and we know that AJ's not fighting Al-Hasmi.
Yeah, this is really up to the Red Bull to make it around that Aston Martin to be able to fight for that final podium position. However, time is really of the essence here.
Boryoshi's got to smell blood in the water. He's pulled it down another 0.4 in Sector 2. You could see, oh, he's missed the apex of 14. Go through 15. Nailed 16. Out wide. Deep into 17. Down 2.3. Yeah. He's gained almost a second that lap, Alex. He's coming.
Looks like it.
Oh, and AJ's taking a penalty.
Oh no, yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
He's taking a penalty, he's lost the DRS. Either way though, he is looking at a top 5 finish. So not so bad for the Canadian driver.
Boryoshi all to play for here. If he can manage to make it around the Canadian driver of AJ Knickel, I mean, it's a long shot if he does manage to do it, but if so, I mean, the podium is all to fight for here.
It's going to be tough, Alex. Coming to the line, he'll only have 2 laps to go.
Looks like it, yeah. No penalties assessed to him or any of the top 3. Thus, up to this point.
Julius Dooku's race is just, yeah, this will be one he'll want to forget about, that's for sure, as he travels through the grass again.
What's new?
What is new? AJ misses the corner. A big lock up there. Boryoshi wants a shot at the podium. He's going to have to get AJ here. Al-Hazmi is 1.5 seconds ahead. Boryoshi, I don't think he has DRS. I don't think he has it, no. He's just going to have to try and chase him down purely on pace.
Does not look like he'll have enough coming through here at the second to last lap of this Grand Prix. And should be mentioned, of course, Jamie Knock running a solid race as ever. Of course, we've known throughout the season that he has the pace to do well come each race end, but incidents and whatnot that he gets caught up in usually result in him ending up far down the grid. However, the P2 position that he's currently racing, he should be set to hold for the moment.
He's got a nice 3-second gap to split the Williams. Qualified well and brought a great strategy. Was able to jump Al-Hazmi. Al-Hazmi got caught in a bit of traffic, dropped down the order. He's taking advantage of it, especially with Boryoshi pitting off the softs. It's opened up an opportunity for him. But here it comes. He's not going to have a... I don't think podium is on offer for Boryoshi here. He might... He's... Well... Oh, seeing as AJ's tires have fallen off an absolute cliff. He's probably got P4 in the bag.
Yeah, that P5 Red Bull's set to get around this Aston Martin soon enough.
He is inevitable. He's going to get the side before DRS. It's just not enough to track down Al-Hazmi at 2.5 seconds.
Doing interviews today?
Yeah.
Just curious, just personal curious. Yeah.
As we see, this is to play for with the penalties. They both have 6 seconds. Francis making his way around this contact again between the two drivers.
Mikey de Jong with 10 seconds to spare.
Oh, they are side by side here, getting ready to go through the S's. But I want to turn our attention to the man who everything they threw at him today wasn't enough. Mikey de Jong extends the lead of the championship and wins the Mexican Grand Prix. As we see Jamie Knock with finally a solid result after a tumultuous middle half of the season. He'll come home to take P2. And Al-Hazmi will ultimately lose a bit more points to his teammate. Round out the podium, Boryoshi P4, AJ Kaneko P5. Francis will take that final spot as Matthew Stotts does a little bit of flair. Matthew Stotts finished. Matthew Day will take it P8, but I don't think penalties will keep
yet
him there.
To be assessed. Much of the latter half of the grid with penalties to be assessed come the race end. So maybe not much shake-up. However, we saw Jonathan Jurgensmeyer end up in the P10 position for only just a moment, as Travis does manage
battling to the line. As we see
and
a bunch.
It is Jurg. It's Jurg for the P10 position.
Yep, that was always going to happen. They were battling, but Travis did have the 3 seconds. So the final point of the Mexican Grand Prix belongs to the Haas driver. What a race for Mikey de Jong. It was a bit shaky early on, but after that safety car, he pretty much just threw it down and just took off. Yeah,
just drove it out. Yeah, he found his rhythm, and that's all it took for him to get the win today.
So we got a different guest on the Williams podcast this week, Jamie Knock. Let's see if Jamie Knock is part of... Oops, wrong button. Nope, that's the wrong gentleman.
Let's get him in here, why don't we?
Am I in the wrong party chat?
I don't think so.
No, I'm not. I was sitting there and I was like, Boryoshi isn't even in here, but I must be. Let's go down the final grid. Sorry about that. Micah de Jong with the win. Jamie Knock P2. P3 goes to. Al Hasmi. Sorry, tongue tied. My brain's still stuck on what's going on in the park chat. Boryoshi, AJ Kaneko, Francis reserving in the McLaren again. Solid result for him. Matthew Stotts drive through early, but he still peeled it back to finish P7. Matthew Daly P8. Gabe in P9, rounding out the top 10 in the final point spot. Jonathan Jergensmeyer. And that'll do it for the Mexican GP. We have 3 races left. See the podium finishers trickle in. See if we get Jamie Knock in here. I don't even know if I'm friends with Jamie Knock. The usual suspects. Oh, I'm not even friends with him. I gotta send him a friend request and then. Ah, yes. Alright. Just a bit of technical difficulties as we get. And there we go.
Should be mostly good.
Let me just scoot along here. Alright, Alex, you want to do the interview questions this week?
No, that's all you. I trust you to handle that.
Alright, let's start off with P3. Al Hasmi coming into the race. 12 points was the gap. You knew you had to close it. Pit stop kind of threw you off. You got disconnected from your teammate, and then once that safety car restart happened, kind of dropped down the order, got mired in traffic. Tell us what happened from your point of view, man.
Yeah, I mean, even heading into the weekend, I didn't really have my hopes up. I hate Mexico.
As a
And
country?
after that, no, just the track. But after the safety car, when I went to the hards, it didn't work. And those hards did not work until like the final 4 laps. And other than that, I was just losing. My pace wasn't that good. But I mean, didn't have hopes up anyway.
Yeah, should be mentioned, of course. It seemed like after the first safety car incident, a lot of the drivers chose their next compounds based on the, potential for another safety car incident. Do you feel that your strategy changed once that first safety car came out?
I mean, I was planning to pit a lap later to go to the hards on my
just
pit
one?
strategy. I mean, 1 or 2. It depends if I'm in the DRS with someone. So yeah, that safety car really threw me off guard.
Well, it's a podium nonetheless. I mean, like I said, you got mired back in traffic. AJ was with you that whole second stint there. Chose not to take the pass. I guess he was just sort of dragging along with you and just, hoping either a penalty. I'm not really sure the strategy behind it, but it yielded a good result for AJ. But do you think he was going to make a pass? Or you just think he was just content sitting there?
I mean, on the first time that I saw him back out for the overtake and just stay behind, I was like, okay, yeah, he's definitely gonna stay behind me until the final lap. But and then I noticed that he did a mistake in sector 3, and I just capitalized on it by dumping my ARS to get out of his DRS range, and I just started pulling from there. Plus, he got the 3 second.
Yeah.
So that gave me a bit of breathing room.
All right, well, another podium for the Williams. You guys have pretty much, I don't know, I think you guys had the constructors locked up in like August, but nonetheless, good job, man. Solid race. Way to pull it back. Traffic was not a problem. You worked your way through for a P3 finish. Congrats, man.
Thanks.
Let's move on to Jamie Knock here. Jamie, you second middle part of the season. We know the pace was there from the beginning of the year. Had your troubles mid-season, but this is your stock is rising. We noticed a solid qualifying effort. We saw you just slowly move up, gain a few positions at the start of the race. We saw you split the Williams there under the safety car, work your way up into P2, and after that, it was pretty much clean sailing, man. Walk us through your race on a good result. Jamie? Is he there?
My mic was muted.
Oh!
I was just trying to fight for stay in top 5, see if I can make any progress with the hards. But then the safety car came in, and then I saw I jumped the Williams in the pit, and I thought, oh, this is where I've got to try and push, stick with P2. But then you got away for a little bit and started to bring it back, and then watched the Williams and Aston Martin fight, which led me to getting P2.
That's a solid result. You've had a couple of incidents that really just didn't let you show that you had the pace. We've known you've had the pace. You came into Bahrain at the beginning of the year and just solid qualifying, solid race. You were super fast, and then, like I said, incidents abound for you. I said it before, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have had any luck at all, but a solid result, solid P2, and a step on the podium has got to feel good going forward for the rest of the year.
No, it is, considering how my performance has been in the middle or the second half of the season. It's probably the best thing I've had, considering all the incidents and troubles I've had.
Well, man, congrats. Hopefully, going forward, we got 3 races left. You can end it on a high note here, and see you more on this podium and in this interviews after the race, man. Good job.
Thank you.
No worries. Let's bring it back to the man who I feel like I've talked to more than my wife this year. Mikey de Jong. It looked a bit hairy there at the beginning. Obviously, you started on the hards, and you were able to keep everybody behind, but everybody was still pretty close to you. But after that safety car period, you stretched your legs, so to speak, and pretty much just laid down the gauntlet and took another win on the season, extending your lead in the championship with 3 races to go over your teammate. Walk us through that race.
Oh well, I did notice in the race that I had a way higher downforce setup than anyone else except for Frat. Damn, but those wings, good job. But yeah, well, the hard tires, they're not the greatest racing tires, so I just had to stick with them and try stay in front of Boryoshi and my teammate. After Boryoshi and Bomber to fight, I drove away like 2-3 seconds, but then the safety car came out, and from there I already kind of knew that the mediums were gonna be way better, and I was gonna drive away for at least maybe 4 or 5 seconds at the end, but it became more and more after laps and laps, so it was better than I expected.
Well, it's you haven't sealed the championship yet, but you definitely took a bigger lead than you've had in the past couple weeks. 3 races left. What's the mindset going into the final 3 races? Gloves off at Williams? You guys just... Is it going to pick up? What's the intensity level? What are you guys talking about in the chat? What are you guys saying? Is there any animosity? You guys just playing it cool?
We are basically very cool with each other. We are in a party with each other pretty much every day, all day, so we're fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, at least you guys aren't doing the Nico Lewis situation where it just spoils everything. But, I mean, if you guys could do us a favor and keep it close till the final race of the year, we as viewers and commentators would absolutely love it. But congrats again, another win. I can't even count them. If you know the number, shout it out. But
8.
Okay, he had that ready. He had that ready. Of course you do. It's your race. It's your stats. Putting up the big. You answered that so fast, man. Well, again, congrats on another win. Congrats to the team. I mean, you guys have been on it this year.
Yes, of course.
All right, Alex. Per usual, just walk us out.
I think that should be it for this week. Of course, we want to encourage you to tune in to some of our other ARC broadcasts going on this week. Of course, we have the final rounds of the Group 3 Master Series going on in Gran Turismo 7. If you choose to log in and view that come Sunday night, I believe. We have the ARC F1 Euro Series happening tomorrow night, as well as the final round of the NASCAR Series happening on Wednesday night. So make sure you tune in to see some of the results of that. Bill, you want to take us out?
Yep, absolutely. We will see you tomorrow for Jeddah. That's going to be 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Not sure about GMT. I believe it's 9 o'clock, but with the time change over there, not sure. But we will see you tomorrow.